Welcome back. This is the 2-month update post-op hair transplant. Let's get this video started. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm a couple days late for the 2-month mark of the post-op hair transplant update. Yeah, so my hair's grown in a little bit since obviously the 1-month mark. I haven't gotten it cut, and a lot of my unmoved hair is obviously grown out a bit, and I'm just starting to see some initial spurts of the moved hair coming in, so I'll show you up close what that's looking like. I don't know how well you can see that, but just tiny little stubble coming in, basically, kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow. But this is about the best to expect at the 2-month mark, because they say you know, up to 3 months, maybe even a little bit past, is how long that dormant phase can last. So I expected another month until we really start to see a noticeable difference. And then I've heard before that the most growth happens in the 4 to 6 month range. So that's when it's going to really start getting exciting. This will start to fill in slowly but surely here. And if you guys remember, my hairline that was drawn in the day of my procedure was like right about here. So this whole patch on both sides will be filling in pretty quick here in another month. I wanted to touch on some things that I've been getting in the comments, questions from you guys, and things you were wondering. So let me try and remember those and look at a few real quick and get some answered for you. Before I jump into it too deep though, guys, I want you to check out the first 3 videos, the 1-day post-op video, the 1-week post-op video, and the 1-month, because there's a lot of different questions answered in those videos. So I'll put a link to those here or here, whichever. So chances are any questions you guys have, if you hadn't seen those yet, those will be answered in those. Without further ado, let's get into the video. This here is my folder I put together for my post-op instructions. So I'll kind of walk you through the process from the day of the surgery up through day 15, the best I can remember it, along with these instructions here. Because a lot of you guys are wanting to know exactly what that process was like, kind of as the days went on. So the first day, once I got done with the procedure, they had my head wrapped up, and they had Neosporin kind of rubbed all over my head, along with a bandage wrapped around to keep the donor area safe and to keep obviously the grafted area safe. So they sent home with me kind of a care package of different products to use. And on the evening of surgery, they didn't want me doing anything other than just resting. So no rinsing, no shampoo, no nothing. So the day after surgery, however, they gave me the option to come back in to get a shampoo and to take bandages off professionally by the staff, and to rinse my hair down, my head down. Didn't have any hair the day of the surgery. But I opted not to do that because I was an hour drive away, and so I just decided to do it all myself. It's not worth an hour drive to me. So the day after the surgery, they had me rinsing with a shampoo, special shampoo that's basically meant for this kind of thing, called trichomin shampoo. I'll put an image of that up on the screen. So they had me do that once, day after surgery. and then twice a day for the next 3 days. So the first 4 days after surgery, they didn't want me to let the water hit directly on my scalp. And they wanted me to shampoo once on the first day after surgery, and then twice a day, every day after that, basically, until the shampoo they gave me, the trichomin shampoo, was gone. On day 5, that's when I was first allowed to let the water directly hit my scalp and to actually wiggle the new follicles kind of with the new shampoo. But for the first 4 days, they don't really even want you wiggling or trying to massage your head, your scalp at all. And on day 7, that's when we added the conditioner after shampooing twice a day. Day 7 was also the day they allowed me to wear beanies and hats of any kind, as well as pull t-shirts over my head without being extra careful. And that was also the first day I was able to allowed to exercise after the surgery. So a full week of recovery and rest and making sure those follicles had a chance to heal. And day 10 was the day that I was able to actually rub my scalp with the shampoo. So that was nice. And then day 15, they let you start doing topical solutions like minoxidil or Rogaine. And day 15 was also when they allow you to massage your scalp for the first time. So that's the first chance to really get to feel your head and to really just massage your scalp, which was amazing after waiting 2 weeks. Also, there's a spray solution that they gave me to use on a daily basis 4 times a day, which is called a Neova spray. It's a special product that they gave me. As long as there was swelling, which occurs usually between day 3 and day 5, and for me there was just a little bit, not a lot. For that swelling, I was taking ibuprofen, which they recommended, as well as icing my forehead, just to kind of mitigate the swelling and bring it down a little bit. But anyways, that's the majority of the instructions and the products they gave me and the step-by-step of what to do after the surgery. Also, something else I should mention is I actually took a trip to Vegas on day 10 post-op, and there was really no problem with traveling or worry of messing anything up, because it was pretty much healed up at that point. And so it was kind of my first tryout with my new hairstyle. Again, for anyone that hasn't seen my other videos, my hair was down to here, pretty much down to here, before I had this operation done. As far as the scalp area, you can still see, because that's going to take another month or so to start going. But this pattern here with long hair, it really didn't look good. So trying out my new hairstyle for the first time, I was getting a lot of compliments and seemed to be getting noticed a lot more. So that was kind of nice, because I had had my hair long for like 8 years, 7 or 8 years. So yeah, people seeing a new hairstyle on me, a shorter, better looking hairstyle on me, kind of changed some things up a little bit. Also, I should mention what happens actually before the treatment, because that is also important. So the week before the treatment, they don't want you to take any aspirin or blood thinning drugs 1 week before your treatment. No ibuprofen 2 days before your procedure. No supplements like vitamin E, A, D, or fish oils 3 days prior to the treatment. No alcoholic beverages 5 days prior to the treatment. And I think they said the same for marijuana, maybe 1 or 2 days for marijuana use. I don't drink or smoke, so neither of those were a problem for me. But the problem for me was no heavy exercise 24 hours before the treatment. So that was kind of tough because that just extended that week. Post-op, no training, no exercise, another day. So technically it was 8 days, 1 day before the procedure and 7 days after, that I wasn't able to exercise at all. And so I was also stuck here at home because I didn't want to be in the office looking the way I did. So it was basically kind of like a COVID lockdown for me for that 8 days. But anyways, yeah, that was the important part for pre-op. Also, they don't want you to drink caffeine or consume tobacco the morning of your procedure, and to wear a kind of a wide neck t-shirt that you can get off without coming close to your grafted area afterward, or a button down. I wore a button down flannel the morning to my procedure. Eat a light breakfast so that you don't have any problems with hunger or any other problems, but also not too much, because that can also cause problems. So the light breakfast is perfect. They run you through a bunch of paperwork as you would expect, and yeah. So that's basically all for before and during your procedure that you should have to worry about. Again, this is just the clinic that I went to. That's the whole handful of instructions they gave me, as well as the supplements or the prescriptions that I had to take. And that's for my situation. So yours may be a little bit different, but this gives you an idea of what you can relatively expect from the clinic you go to if you decide to do this. Another really annoying thing to expect is you'll probably be getting a lot of ingrown hairs. I've been getting a ton, and it's really kind of irritating when I brush over my scalp, or when I'm shampooing. It's just like there's all these little bumps on my head that are just hairs trying to break through. So at any given time I'll have like a half a dozen bumps that are just ingrown hairs that are trying to get out. But that's not going to last forever. I think that'll stop happening in another month. So just another thing to expect. Well guys, I think with this video and with my last 3, that should have answered most of your questions by now, hopefully. If not, then let me know what other questions you have for me, and I'll do my very best to answer them. I will try to answer every single comment that's left on any of my videos. So please subscribe, because that really helps out my videos, and it helps spread them to people that are really looking for this information and need to hear the answers to these questions, that are strongly considering doing this for themselves, and you might be one of them. So subscribing helps a lot, liking helps a lot, and commenting any questions you have not only helps you find the answer, but it helps other people find the answers as well. So yeah, please contribute to the community, to the YouTube community, for anyone that's providing you information that you think is valuable or can be useful to you or anybody else. I think it's important that we all need to kind of support each other. Anyone who's trying to help get information out there in general, kind of help them do that. So I really appreciate that, guys, a lot. Again, if you haven't checked out my previous videos, I'll have a card up here somewhere for you to check those out. Again, yeah, let me know any questions, comments that you might have, and I'll probably be doing another update here in another month. So stay tuned, and thanks again, guys.